Oh,
Oh
well.
man. Well,
Yeah,
we're here to talk about movies and stuff. You want to talk about movies and stuff?
I do want to talk about movies and stuff.
Okay, because we got a few interesting things that I want to bring up here. So Deadpool 3 is coming out sometime in the future. Do you know when that comes out exactly?
I don't think there's a release date yet.
Yeah, I didn't think so. But there's been a couple updates and plot clues and stuff like that. But recently there was a more specific one. Rhett Reese made a comment on the post cred pod, which is a podcast. They were kind of asking him, hey, can you give us a little something about Deadpool 3? Let me bring up my card here. He had this to say. He said, well, it's a wonderful opportunity for a fish out of water. Deadpool is a lunatic in the center of a movie. To drop a lunatic into a very sane world, it's straight butter. It's going to be really fun. Okay. Talk about the vaguest response you could possibly give to this. But I think there's a bigger hint here than the what leads on, and fish out of water. Like Deadpool's already a fish out of water. That's kind of his whole thing, right?
Yeah.
So what would make that? Can you derive anything from that term more than just what we already know about Deadpool?
I mean, he's going to be in the MCU.
Yeah,
and he'll easily be the craziest MCU character.
That's exactly what I was thinking. So, like, how are they going to introduce him into the MCU? I know we've seen photos of him and Mark Ruffalo together. Is that you think? What are your theories on this?
No, they made a movie together, so I don't think that's too crazy of a thing. But
well, yeah, they made a movie together with the director of Deadpool. Like it was the same director. Yeah. So like, I don't know. I mean, they could be trolling us, absolutely, but at the same time, these little hints that they keep dropping. They even put that picture up of like Hulk and Deadpool, like that little image that they did, and then this fish out of water comment. I mean, obviously, if he's going to be into the MCU, they have to bring people over, and what better people to bring over than your characters you can't really do anything with, like make a movie,
right?
So Mark Ruffalo is going to be like, he's almost going to like fall into that Stan Lee mode where he just shows up randomly in different.
I kind of hope Mark Ruffalo's not in this movie. I don't know. I don't really like Hulk, but like,
you can thank the Russo brothers for that.
Maybe. Yeah. No. I'm very curious to see what this movie does though, because it could go one of two ways. Either way is going to be in the MCU, and I've thought about it before. Like, well, is it just going to be him exploring the MCU, seeing what it's all about, kind of thing, or could they throw in the multiverse somehow into this movie because they're really into that right now, and Deadpool could be kind of a crazy character to explore the multiverse, and I don't know. There's a lot of opportunities here, and it's
Sorry, go ahead.
It's even weirder that this movie takes place in the MCU now, because this is an R-rated movie, meaning this is officially the first R-rated MCU movie. Like, because before it was like, oh yeah, it's the first R-rated Marvel Studios movie, but we don't really know if it's going to be in the MCU or not.
Right.
It really seems like it is now. So this is going to be the first R-rated MCU movie, which makes me think it won't tie in heavily to everything else.
No, it won't. It won't tie in. But you brought up the multiverse, and it brings up some good questions here. Like, I mean, the multiverse is there, and now they have what was her name? America? Is that her name?
Yeah, America Chavez.
Now they have America there, and she can manipulate the multiverse, open it up when they need to, which is a very, very tricky tool. Real quick, Seth, I don't know, your mic is picking up me, so like I can hear myself talking through your mic.
The only way I know to fix that is to move it away.
All right. Yeah, that should work. Thank you. And you still sound clear. All right. Thank you. Sorry, your microphone looks weird.
I'll move it closer now and turn your volume down.
No, put it back.
There we go. How's that?
That was pointless. You just put it right back to where it was at the first time.
Well, yeah, I know, but you have to speak now to see if you can still hear yourself.
Well, I didn't turn myself down.
I know. I did. I turned you down from my headset.
Oh, gotcha. It wasn't connecting. Okay. So speaking of connecting, segueist. Okay, so we're gonna bring Deadpool through the multiverse. That's scary. I don't want the multiverse to be used as a cheat of how to, we could, sit down in a room and discuss a really creative way that these things could work together, or multiverse. We just have America open up a portal and then boom, anything we want can walk through that portal.
Well, I don't really know how else he would show up in the MCU. So, I mean, multiverse just makes the most sense.
Right. Well, that's what I mean. What I mean by that is like, I hope they use it creatively. I hope they there's a reason, there's a story, there's like a motive. Like, imagine what Doctor Strange just went through with the multiverse. Why would he even think to open it back up? There has to be some major consequences of like, well, we need to open that back up.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I don't. Well, then Deadpool also has that transporter now that he got at the end of Deadpool
the time
2.
traveler. Yeah.
Well,
the time traveling watch thingy.
Yeah, but does that only time travel? Because he did kind of go into, like the DC realm, Green Lantern kind of fourth wall breaking sort of, that could be a multi-dimensional consideration. Maybe that tool has a few tricks up its sleeve.
I mean, they could say that.
I guess if that's true, then technically Deadpool opened up the multiverse years ago and we didn't even know it.
I think we'll find out more information soon. And by soon, I mean specifically on September 10th. Because September 10th.
Yeah, what's going on September 10th?
Is D23. Technically, D23 is September 9th, 10th, and 11th. It's a 3-day event. But September 10th is the Marvel Studios panel day. And if you don't know what D23 is, that is Disney's Comic-Con, is what that is. It's a big in-person event. And that's probably where we're going to see everything. And the other main reason I say that is it came out a few weeks ago. Marvel is also skipping Comic-Con this year. So that means everything they have to announce is going to be at D23.
Right.
And this really seems to be picking up steam lately. Deadpool 3, I mean. So that's probably where we will get some stuff. They'll probably bring out Ryan Reynolds on stage or something, announce the title or release date or something like that. And I'm curious about that.
Well, yeah, of course. We're all curious about it. There's a lot riding on what could happen possibly in this movie and where it could lead and how it could tie into the MCU. I just hope, again, they're creative about it. This is the third Deadpool movie with the third director, which whatever. I don't know why he's sifting through directors so much. I know there was like creative differences or whatever with after the first movie, and is this pretty much Ryan Reynolds just kind of leads the ship on this thing now?
I think that's what's going on here. He's kind of overseeing everything that happens.
Yeah, like even not necessarily a bad thing. I think
it's not, and
it could be, but
even when they had some other writers attached to this movie at one point, they had like Bob's Burgers writers on here, and when that was announced, they clarified. They were like, yeah, no, these people are going to be writing the movie, but Ryan Reynolds is going to be overseeing everything they write, and like working directly with them. They're no longer writing the movie, but I'm sure Ryan Reynolds is still heavily involved with everything.
I wonder if Ryan Reynolds is gonna it's gonna come out someday that he's like secretly a douchebag, like you find out like he's actually just a titan, no, this script isn't gonna work. Get out of here and like slap somebody,
I hope not.
Grab somebody by the necktie and pulls them close and like puts his finger right in their face. Jesus. You can do better than this. This isn't Deadpool. Where are they? You peasants.
I'm glad they got Rhett Reese and Paul Wernick back though, because they did write the first two. Yeah. So again, it was kind of concerning, at least to me, when they announced the other writers. It was like, "Ooh, why are we getting new writers here?"
Yeah.
But then they said that the first two writers are coming back for this one now, so I'm
They're just gonna have
excited. I
some
don't
extra
know.
help. Yeah. Yeah. Well,
Well,
I'm
I mean-
excited too. I just wanted to make sure that, you know, the fish out of water comment resonated with you the same it did with me, that it was going to be, that was their MCU hint, you know, like, yeah, this it's going to happen in this movie.
You know, there was something else that the writer said a few weeks ago that was kind of interesting to me, because people keep doubting it. People keep doubting that this movie's rated R, even though they've said it like 6 different times. For some reason, every time they say it, everybody's like, "What? It's going to be rated R?" They've said this so many different times. But like, they came out a few weeks ago and they said that Disney hasn't said no to anything yet that they've like written down.
I did read that.
That I thought that was interesting, because I'm curious how far they're going to go with anything.
Do you think this would have happened under Bob Iger?
No. Bob Iger said, like, when he was still part of Disney and stuff, he said that this movie was going to be rated R. So this movie was always going to be rated R.
Just
the big concern, though,
MCU.
The big concern, though, was how R-rated is it going to be? You know, is it going to be R-rated as in 2 F-bombs and maybe you see some blood on his sword? Or is it going to be R-rated like the first 2?
Right.
It sounds like it's going to be R-rated like the first 2 now.
Yeah. Is it going to be Deadpool R-rated or Batman v Superman R-rated?
Exactly.
Exactly.
For the Killing Joke animated movie.
Oh,
remember when they were hyping up how like R-rated that is? Like, oh, this is an R-rated movie.
We were so hyped for that too. We went and saw it in theater.
They literally said effing. Like, they said effing in it.
Yep, they did.
Yeah.
They sure did. Oh, man. All right. Well, Deadpool 3 updates and plot clues. That's pretty much all we have to say about that. Is there anything else you want to add to the Deadpool 3 thing, Seth?
No, I got nothing.
All right. Well, just let us know what you think about Deadpool 3. Are you excited that he's going to join the MCU? Do you care how he joins the MCU? Or are you just like, I don't give a shit. Just give me Deadpool, popcorn, and throw Hulk or, you know, somebody in there and yay, MCU.